First leg of the sixth set, then no jackpots this week. We start off race number 5. It's a Class 3 over the 1400 metres with Thunder Stomp. We had 2 starts this season. He'll roll forward from barrier 5. Tangmere, 4-year-old colt by Frankel, makes his Hong Kong debut. Diamond King first up. 4-time course and distance winner, good fresh up record as well. Green Energy gets the blinkers on for the first time. Tianchi Monster, he was 4th, first up behind High 5. Good Beauty gets the tongue tie and he's 2nd up as well. All the way down to Aero Happiness, 1400 metres for the first time. He was 3rd behind High 5 as well. He's won over the 1200 metres to date. Chung Fa, well, Green Energy. He's been up at Chung Fa, and from the evidence we've seen, he's probably been enjoying himself as well. Came back at the end of last week. The speed map looks reasonable.
He's looked refreshed in the morning, Green Energy, and judging him on his trials, he's likely to be vying for the lead, potentially with High Volatility, who will appreciate the much longer journey here as opposed to his first start. Will Aero Happiness contest the lead as well? I probably think he's a chance of doing that, stepping to 1400, and Thunder Stomp will be there as well. So there should be a fair bit of pace in the first couple of 100 metres, I would have thought.
Here is the first start of Tangmere. I thought I'd show him. He's had 2 trials. He's been slow away in both. I don't think he's quite ready yet, Tangmere, but I thought you can judge for yourself. He's 1,073 pounds coming into it, so you can see him there. Diamond King's going really nice. He's got a really good fresh up record, and he looks really well placed in this race. 1,400 metres is definitely his go, and he looks ready to run a really good race. Should be a good price too, double figures, and there he is there, Diamond King. And down the back is Tianchi Monster, caught everyone's eye with a big red flashing light on his head as he came home nicely at his debut run this season. It was a good run from him. A son of Shocking is Tianchi Monster, and he's come out of that race and he's going well.
Well, let's have a look at that run right now with Tianchi Monster. Aero Happiness in the field as well. Aero Happiness was odds-on favourite for this.
He was. Look, he was a little slow to get moving from the gates. We looked at the speed map. I think they may take the option here, if possible, to try and lead stepping up to the longer trip. He's a nice, big, sizable horse. I think he needs to get into rhythm to do his best. He's inexperienced. I don't think they want to see him sort of boxed up in traffic again. So I think they'll be very aggressive early with him, and if they do get to the front on Aero Happiness, that'll take some catching. Tianchi Monster is certainly a horse to follow.
Yeah, you got them both in there. I'm going to find a bit of value to take on Aero Happiness because I think he'll start short again with the John size factor. So I've got one to beat him, but I still think he'll run well.
Yeah, I'll be opposing him as well. What about Tangmere? Casper Founds, Chad Schofield will be riding him on his Hong Kong debut.
Chad Tangmere, first up here in Hong Kong. What can you tell us about him?
His trials have been quite nice. He's a horse who seems like he's going to appreciate a bit further distance and time. He's a lovely, big, strong, athletic horse, and I think he's ready for his first run in Hong Kong now, and hopefully he can hit the line strong.
What sort of expectations then, fitness-wise and all of those things, do you go in with him first up?
He's definitely fit enough to run now. He's probably going to want a bit more distance to show his best, but hopefully he can hit the line strong and get his career in Hong Kong going to a good start.
And looking at his Australian form, most of his starts, he was ridden by Kieran McAvoy, but your father rode him in one start. Has there been any discussion about him or any pointers on the horse?
Not really. I think when he was in Australia, he used to be quite a keen-going horse, but he's not like that here in Hong Kong. But yeah, I think he's got a good attitude for Hong Kong, and hopefully he can adapt well.
He's a massive price at the moment, Tangmere, about 70 to 1, but we'll see how he acclimatises. What about Diamond King? Excellent fresh-up record, ridden by Umberto Rispoli as well. He's got a great book of rides, Umberto.
I like him on this occasion, Diamond King. I'm going to make him sort of a long shot. He's going to be a double-figure price. What's he now? $11.340. So I think he represents better value than Aero Happiness. He's got this really good fresh-up record. He's won twice fresh before, loves 1,400 metres. He's a 4-time winner over it. And this trial shows he's cherry ripe.
He was in calculations for me as well. The barrier just turned me off a little bit, but Paul's made a good case for him, fresh-wise.
Yeah, he goes into the numbers for me. What about Rule Thee? Stunning is winning over 18 and 2,200 metres. This is 14. Yeah,
this goes in for me. This was a really good-looking horse last season when he won. This trial we're going to talk about later with Victory. But Rule Thee, his best efforts obviously have been 1,800, 2,200. One of those wins at Sha Tin was exceptional. I think, fresh here, he could ping first up, and I'm going to throw him in on the minor line.
Yeah, I haven't put him in. I just thought he might take a run, being from Paul O'Sullivan to go. And once he gets up to 1800, I'll definitely look at him because it was a good win, Brett.
Yeah, it was a very nice trial as well. But as you say, Paul, Air of Happiness is pretty short at the moment. You're taking him on. Yeah,
I am. I'm going to put him in for second with Diamond King and make him the long shot there to beat him. So 4 to beat 14. Tianchi Monster obviously ran really well and he'll come up reasonably short. And God, a Dragon, he's had one run now and he'll strip fitter for that run. His track work's been very good since he came out and ran. And I didn't mind him on debut, seasonal debut. So we'll give him another chance as well. So 4, 14, 9 and 5, but 4 each way.
Karras has had a feel of him now, Aero Happiness, and I think that he'll get him out of the gates much better. And I think they'll be desperate to try and lead, get him up and rolling, into some rhythm. He's a big unit. He needs to be balanced and rolling at high speed to do his best for me. And I think that's what they'll try and achieve in the first 300 or 400. If they do, he'll take all the beating off a lightweight. 14. From 9, he'll be chasing. Ruleby, I think, will run well. And then I had 6, 4, 4, 6 in for 4th. Green Energy went in only because he's been at Chun Fa, blinkers on, and his trials have been super. So 14, 9, 8, 6, but I'm not against Diamond King either.
Yeah, no, he's in for me. 4 and 9, 9 and 4 is the Quinella for me in race number 5.